Hello Living Dead Dolls fans, this is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I'm coming at you in partnership with Mezco Toys for another Living Dead Dolls review. So I'm very excited today because we're actually going to be taking a look at a very anticipated Living Dead doll. We've been waiting for this doll to come out pretty much ever since Living Dead Dolls began, since they were created. I actually think that one of the first customs I ever saw was of Pinhead, and actually I think there was the other Cenobites as well. So the fact that Mezco got the rights to do Hellraiser and actually release a Pinhead doll is so freaking cool. I love it. So awesome. Oh, and I also want to mention a big shout out to Paul Taylor. Hey, Paul. From the Living Dead Dolls community. He has been around for as long as I can remember. He's been part of the boards when the boards were a thing. Now he's very active in the Facebook community, but he was actually cast as the new Pinhead in the upcoming Hellraiser reboot. So the fact that one of our own is playing such an iconic role is very exciting. So give him lots of love. And yeah, let's take a look at the doll, shall we? Boom, here's the box. The box is actually kind of a pretty standard Living Dead Dolls Presents box. It's a window box, so you can see the doll when it's sealed. It says Living Dead Dolls Presents Pinhead. You can notice that the design right there is actually of the puzzle box itself, and that carries around to both the sides as well. One side says Living Dead Dolls, the other says Pinhead. The top, Living Dead Dolls. And then on the back we have kind of a picture of the doll, that kind of old school 70s, one person looking one way and the other person looking straight at the camera kind of thing going on with Pinhead. And then there's a little bit of a description of Pinhead as well right there, which is kind of nice. It also says Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. So yeah, that is the box, you guys. But let's take a look at the doll. Here he is. Oh, boom. Pinhead, you guys. How freaking cool is this, that they actually made a Pinhead doll? Now, I'm going to say before we get started that this doll is drastically different than any Living Dead doll ever created in the past. And some people have a problem with that. But for me, it's all right. He's definitely one that I would say is really good on display, not to be touched that much, really great in the box. Yeah, but let's take a look at it. So, I normally start with the boots, but I guess I'm just going to start with kind of the very strange thing about this doll. For some reason, and I think it has something to do with maybe the weight of the head or something like that, they decided not to put legs on this doll, because otherwise, my guess is he wouldn't stand. He would have fallen over pretty easily. And so they created this plastic base that kind of feels like a giant black skirt. But you're going to see that it is actually part of the mold of the doll. So this is attached to his actual torso. Now again, all of this detail that you see on this doll is in the mold. This is not an outfit. This is all part of the plastic. Again, we haven't seen things like that. We've got this skirt that is a very kind of thin, kind of like a pleathery material. Well, maybe not even that. It's like plasticky. But it does look really nice. It has that kind of leather feel that is so familiar with Pinhead. It does not come off, so don't even try. This plastic from his torso comes down here in the front as well. Ooh, there we go. You can kind of see that it goes down in the front, up over the hip, and then again down in the back. So I'm going to give you kind of an up-close shot of all the detail that's in the sculpt of this outfit. I'm going to give you kind of a quick turnaround so you can see there's a lot of texture going on. And that really iconic look of Pinhead, where his body is exposed and through his belly button we see these cords going through. That is true of this doll as well. And you can pull this cord through that looped part in the plastic. So it does actually go through that kind of piercing right here in his stomach. It's really nice detail, and the paint job is actually pretty nice as well. You can see the hooks going into the flesh there, and then you see the kind of black coming up over his hands as well, and a little bit of the blood on the tips of his fingers. He does have a curved arm, which is kind of interesting, so he can hold his weapons, which I'll get to in a minute. And then this hand is different in that it's palm up. Like, there we go. So he can actually hold his puzzle box as well. Now the neck, you're going to see that the neck right here, this is a ball jointed neck. So it is kind of a separate piece from the torso. Do you see that? But it blends nicely. You don't actually see that seam very well, which I kind of like. They did a really good job with that. This goes up the back of his neck into the iconic hook that goes into the head. Again, this is all part of the mold. And then we get to his face. Here, let me hold it up nice and close so you can see what's going on. He has a different face mold than anything we've seen, even if he didn't have all of the pins. You see how his mouth turns down like that and his teeth are exposed? He's just different than any other Living Dead dolls. He has a really black, piercing dead eye and that like really light blue shadowing around his face. Now, these like slices in his skin, that's, again, very iconic of Pinhead, with the little red paint there, that is also part of the mold. So that's not just painted on. Those red lines are not painted on. They're actually part of the mold. And then we have, of course, all of the millions of little nails that are being stuck into his head. And it's made nicely. It feels good. They feel solid. None of them wiggle. They don't feel like they're going to go anywhere, so you don't have to worry about losing any of the nails. They're in there good, you guys. So that's pretty fantastic. Yeah, he's super, super cool. He's extremely well made. Some people, may find it slightly problematic, the fact that he doesn't have legs. It doesn't bother me because whatever, I'm not going to be lifting his skirt to show people when they come check out this doll, so whatever. He does come with quite a few accessories. So we've got a few different knives. I'm going to hold them up. The knives are actually really nice detail. It's got a serrated blade there, and you see this hook on the end of it. It's made so that it can actually fit into his hand nicely, right? So he can hold any instruments of torture that he wants. Or this hook here goes right on this little piece that's going through his belly piercing. Hold on. There we go. And it can hang down on his outfit as well. And I'm just going to do that as I show you the pieces. Here's the next kind of knife that he has. It's got a like curved top to it. There we go, the little hook. And all of this, it's like rusty looking metal. It's painted really, really nicely. There you go again. So I'm going to put that on his other side. There we go. So we've got two of them. And then we've got this one, which is really, really cool. Like a hacksaw thing going on, serrated on both sides. And again, this does have the same kind of, there we go, loop, so you can put it on there. I haven't been displaying them on him, but maybe I will. It's kind of cool. And then, of course, how could you have Pinhead without the puzzle box? And the puzzle box is really nicely detailed. They did a really good job with this. I mean, they kind of had to. If you're going to make Pinhead, you might as well go all out. So it's got all the sides of the iconic puzzle box. There we go. And it's really nice. It feels like it might be made out of wood or something, but it feels solid. The paint's really nice. Nothing's chipped on it. And he can, hold it in his hand a little bit. It's a balancing act. But there you go. There he is with his puzzle box. He has such sights to show you. Yeah, but that's him. That's Hellraiser, you guys. He's a super cool doll. He's actually not that hard to get a hold of, so you'd be able to track him down pretty easily if you do want to actually get one for your collection. And especially if you're a fan of the Presents dolls, he's a must-have for your collection. So we've got him. They also have a red variant coming out that was for sale overseas, Pop Culture, I believe, and then also in the States at both Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. What's interesting about that red variant is 5% of those dolls they're blood splattered. So if you order from them, you might end up with a blood splattered one, which is pretty rare, which is nice. And then also Mezco is sold, I believe, a glow-in-the-dark version of him, which is actually really kind of nice. It's super haunting, super scary, super cool. And that was for sale at Mezco Direct Might actually still be for sale, so you could snag one of those if you want. That's not shipping until May. The red one should be out, my guess, within the next month or something, so we'll see that as well. And hopefully I'll get one to show you guys. But yeah, but that's Pinhead. Very anticipated doll. Super cool that we're getting them. You guys, that's it for 2016 in regards to things that are coming out. We've got a lot of things we're looking forward to in 2017, and some stuff that you guys are going to freak out about that has not been announced yet. One thing that I am so excited for, I want to pee. So, really look forward to Toy Fair, you guys. That's just a little bit away. So there's going to be some cool announcements from Mezco Toys. But that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys lots. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.